Hi, everybody. I'm sorry if you could hear the podcast I was listening to in the background of the intro. I was trying to be aesthetically pleasing, and yeah, I can't change that now. But anyway, today I have a new sketchbook drawing or sketchbook spread. So I'm starting off with pen, which in a second I pull out the acrylic ink because this was just not cutting it. And what I like to do is I brush water wherever the shadows are or where I want it to be darker, and then just directly drip the ink into the water. And I find that the effect it has, like specifically with acrylic ink, black acrylic ink, or even India ink, it's the best. I love the way this looks. I don't know why like certain watercolor inks don't do this, but black acrylic ink, I love it. And I originally intended for this spread to be solely pencil, like the pink pencil I showed in the beginning, but I don't know, something came over me. I was like, no, I want to use pen and ink. And for some reason, like if I'm not using just straight graphite and I'm using like one colored pencil or one pen color, I just think it's so hard to get the shadows to look super dark. And I know you're supposed to layer it, but I always just end up putting like ink over it or using graphite anyway. And another thing I really like doing is just drawing with the dropper itself from the alcohol ink or acrylic ink. I don't know why I keep saying alcohol ink. I don't even like using alcohol ink that much, but honestly, I don't even think I've ever given it a fair chance. I've done it like maybe 3 times. It's all right. I think it's just a learning curve. I take that back. Anyway, but yeah, as you can see, here I am. Started with the pencil, it wasn't dark enough, had to go in with the pen. And I know I still use pen, but I just miss it. In December 2022, I took another break from art for, I don't know, maybe like a few months. But before that, I was only using pen and watercolor. Like I wasn't really using oil pastels, and I miss it. I miss pens. I feel like I'm gonna start getting back into that because that shit brings me joy. But here I'm just using like these colored pencils to get even more of a darker shadow going on. Anyway, but yeah, and it's so weird because I never really know like what mediums I like would say I am as an artist, like what I use. Like for a long time, like when I first started, I was really into oil painting, and then I got into oil pastels, and then I got into pen, and then I kind of got back into oil pastels this past year, and then now I go back to pen. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of artists sort of like not specialize. I don't want to say that, but you know, they have their thing. It's just so hard. All I know is I love pens. So yeah, thank you for listening to my rant about pens. Here I am just working on the eye and everything. There's really no sort of theme or, I don't know, theme for this spread. I was just kind of, I don't know, going with the flow here. Oh my gosh, words. But yeah, back to what I was saying about the freaking alcohol ink. No, the acrylic ink in the dropper bottle. I love just drawing like straight up with that. And you will see when I start to draw the next page, I tried to do a thing and I messed up. I use like the tiniest bit of pink acrylic fluid paint. It's like the Liquitex one. I think it's Liquitex, but you know, I was trying to drip like just a little bit, just 3 drops to make it look cool. And of course, one of the drops had land right on the freaking face of the other person I'm drawing. And I'm just like, why? And I tried so hard. I was so upset. But looking back, I kind of like it. I think that was probably meant to happen. I think it looks cool, but it's like, really? Really? Of course it did. Of course it had to land right on her face, but it's okay. I feel like I'm getting more comfortable with voiceovers. Like, oh my gosh, I said like. I say like too much. Girl, get it together. I don't know why. That is my filler word, like. And I will take these long ass pauses just so I can avoid saying like I don't want to say I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on not saying sometimes I say it. I'm pretty good at like just taking the pause, but when it comes to like, oh my gosh, nope, can't do it. Why are ears so hard to draw? I just feel like I don't want to sound like I'm complaining so much. I swear I'm not. But these things, they are things that I think about when I'm drawing. Ears and like the other eye. Like when I'm drawing eyes, like the other eye that I can never match the first eye. The second thing that comes after that is fucking ears. Ears are the worst. Like, oh my God, they're so fucking hard to draw. And I have taken the time to like really try and do some study on ears. That sounds so ridiculous, but it's true. You gotta do it sometimes, and still can't, but it's okay. Still learning, and that's all that matters. And I'm also sorry if you can see my hair in this video at all. I have like the camera, I have a tripod and everything, and it's like positioned on my desk. Like, it's not one of those tripods where it like really does hang over like the drawing. Like I have to like angle it a certain way. That makes sense. Like it doesn't have like a flexible neck or anything. And I don't know how, but sometimes my hair just always gets in it. And my very first video on my channel, I remember I pinned the comment. If I didn't, I thought I did, but I swear I did. I pinned a comment that was like, if you can see my hair, I'm sorry, I'm learning. Like, I think I either pinned it or I put it in the description. And I was like, if you can see my hair, like, I'm sorry, I'm still learning. Because back then, I used to just angle the tripod, like, right next to me. And somebody was like, oh, I wish I could see the drawing, but all I see is your hair. I was like, why would you say that if I literally already acknowledged it? But it's okay. So, again, I'm sorry if you can see my hair. I will try to get better at that. So here I am just taking a regular pen. This is like a 99-cent pen from Office Depot, and just using that to further create shadows, not shadows, but like darken the lines. Because like I said earlier, I just have a hard time getting things as dark as I want them. And I think a big thing is I just love like high contrast in general. When I look for any references or what I want to draw, like I just look for things that have a lot of shadows, that's just basically it. Like I love that look. So I think that's a big reason why I struggle with that. But anyway, here I am with my pen, darkening up some areas, fixing up some line weight. And here is the finished portrait for now. I'm going to add more stuff later in the background. and we're moving on to the next page. So again, just putting water where I want the darkest areas to be, dripping it in there. And for this specific one, this one had a lot less detail than I was expecting. I just kind of filled in the darkest areas pretty messily, and I thought it looked pretty good. You know, sometimes less is more when it comes to drawing. So yeah, right now I'm just sort of outlining everything and then kind of messily marking the eyes. Okay, now I keep saying earlier I said I don't say but now I'm saying it. Anyway, here I am just, you know, marking the darkest areas of the eyes and the bitch ass ears, and yeah, and then I'll go over it with pencil and pen. The quality of this microphone is so crazy. In my last video, I told you guys that I got my phone stolen like maybe 2 weeks ago, and then so I upgraded to the iPhone 15. This microphone is good. Like, I like this microphone. My old phone, I think I had the iPhone 14. For my old phone, I still had to use like a microphone. So we'd love to see it. And this is the finished portrait. I know a lot less detail, but I kind of like it that way. I think it looks good. So now I'm drawing eyes. You guessed it. We're drawing eyes, because what else am I going to draw in an empty space? Fucking eyes. So same thing that I've done for the past two drawings. Wet the paper, drop some ink, and then fill in the darkest areas. And the shadows for this left eye went crazy. Like, it was just like straight black. So at some point I just filled in everything and left it at that.
down before I could do it. If I had it there,
I didn't look down.
You did. You looked down before I even placed it there. Like, but then you're not gonna get it. No, I'm not getting things up. So Matt knew that.
Okay. Don't put those hands down.
I've been doing this for warm up, baby.
Jason,
I don't want to do this.
Jason Momoa and Steve. You know, I stopped hearing about it, and then I just wasn't sure what was going on there.
The only thing I feel like I've liked Jason Momoa.
Here I am just scribbling away, and in a second I accidentally get ink on my pencil. Somehow I think it looks good though. I think that's pretty cool. A way that I really like using like watercolor pencils, this pencil I'm using isn't watercolor pencil, but I just prefer like getting the actual pencil wet. Like I will literally just dip it in a glass of water. That is my favorite way to use it. That's the best. Didn't get a good shot of the eyes completed, but this is essentially it. And now I'm going to work on the background. And my idea was, I don't even know, is there a name for this? Like, it kind of looks like a twig to me in a way. I don't know, just random squiggly lines, scribbles, trying to make it look cool. Gonna draw that on this page, and then draw something like that on the next page, and then add more color to the background. And then this is when it happens. There it is. Oh, yep, right on her damn eye. And I try to wipe it with a tissue. I think it looks okay. And then I try to draw a little bit like in the eye. Thankfully, there was not a lot of detail. I just try to color it in black a little bit. And lastly, I just dip my brush in the already dirty water. And because it's dirty, it just gives this like light gray effect. And yeah, here's the finished spread. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, same username everywhere. And yeah, if you need anything, just DM me. And I appreciate you. Thank you for watching.